One of the hardest things to do is actually to create a research question. And this is one of the links that was attached to this assignment. But I just wanted to walk you through, in case that wasn't clear, in case those are just a lot of words all thrown together on a screen. I wanted to walk you through at least the 5 main ways that you can focus on drafting an excellent research question. First of all, make sure it's a level 3. That's the easiest way to make sure. Second of all, it can meet one of these 5 criteria. First, is it clear? Does it provide enough specifics that one's audience can easily understand the purpose without needing an additional explanation? Second, is it focused? Is it narrow enough that it can be answered thoroughly and straightforwardly? Third, is it concise? Is it put in the fewest words as possible, or is it super vague? Fourth, is it complex? It should not be answerable with a simple yes or no, but rather it should require synthesis and analysis of these ideas and use of sources prior to actually responding. And then last but definitely not least, this may be primarily, is it arguable? Are there many potential answers? And are you going to find answers over one specific topic in one specific area? Now, if you're looking for 5 specific things that'll help you develop that research question, first of all, choose an interesting topic, one that's interesting to you. The more passion you have about a topic, the easier it is going to be for you to invest in finding research. Second, do some preliminary research on your general topic. Google it. Sometimes what we think it might be interesting actually has very little research behind it. The less research you have, the less stuff you can find on it, the harder it is to actually craft a beautifully written research paper. Third, consider your audience. For most college papers, your audience will be academic. But always keep your audience in mind. If you're narrowing your topic or developing a question, what particular audience is going to be most interested in that content? Usually you can choose an age range. You can choose, 30 to 50 or 50 to 70 if you're doing retirement things. Or maybe you could choose middle schoolers. Maybe you could choose high schoolers, that general age range. But coming up with, or people who are passionate about sports, or people who are passionate about crocheting, if your topic is specific enough, you can attract a very specific audience. But if you don't know what audience you're reaching, you'll never know if you've been successful or not. Start by asking questions. Take into consideration everything up there, and then start asking yourself how and why. Those level 3 questions. The last step that I'm going to talk about is evaluating your question. After you've put a question or even a couple of questions down on paper, look at those questions and determine whether they would be effective research questions or whether they need more revising or refining, or whether you need to scrap the whole topic to begin with. If you think your questions are inadequate and you're really not sure, ask a neighboring table. If you find your questions to be complete and kind of difficult to answer, actually, you're going to need to do some research. That's probably a good sign that what you chose and the questions you developed are really good. If you cannot come up with an answer and you cannot Google or find any answers, and you've talked with another table and they've been able to provide you no solution, you need to go back and look at your questions. Maybe even revisit your topic, although I'd hate for you to go back to step 1. This website is linked to the assignment, so you can scroll through and you can look at more sample research questions. They give you examples of what unclear state questions are versus clear statements, unfocused versus focused, too simple, and then purposefully complex. I hope that this was helpful. Take your time. The beginning part is the hardest. Once you get started, you're gonna be rock stars.